6 Golden Habits of Healthy Aging, the ultimate guide to thriving after 50. Have you ever observed someone in their 80s moving with grace, strength, and confidence, radiating vitality and zest for life? Meanwhile, someone else in their 60s battles with mobility issues, relies on walking aids, and becomes breathless after minimal exertion. This stark contrast reveals one of aging's most intriguing puzzles. Why do certain individuals maintain their vigor and independence well into their golden years, while others experience premature decline and limitations? The answer isn't found in luck, superior genetics, or mystical interventions. Instead, it lies in a collection of straightforward, scientifically validated practices that can revolutionize your aging process on every level, physically, mentally, and emotionally. Today, we're unveiling what I call the 6 fundamental principles of successful aging. If you've crossed the 50-year milestone, this information is specifically designed for you. These aren't vague suggestions or hollow commitments. They're research-backed longevity strategies that leading physicians and scientists at prestigious institutions like Harvard Medical School and the National Institute on Aging have been steadily promoting for years. Yet, surprisingly, most older adults remain unaware of these powerful tools. At Live Healthy After 50, we firmly believe that aging shouldn't require surrendering your autonomy, vitality, or happiness. Instead, it should represent wisdom, liberation, and the ability to flourish on your own terms. Whether you're actively seeking senior wellness guidance or just beginning to consider daily practices for extended health span, this comprehensive guide provides you with authentic, natural health approaches you can implement immediately. Before we dive deep into these life-changing habits, if you're finding real value in this practical guidance for aging gracefully, please show your support by hitting that like button, subscribing to Live Healthy After 50, and sharing this vital information with someone who matters to you. Don't forget to ring that notification bell so you never miss our latest health insights. We're discussing practical, achievable modifications that enhance wellness for those over 60. No gimmicks, no pharmaceuticals, just genuine action steps. Here's the crucial insight most people never discover. These modest habits frequently create the most significant impact before problems begin to manifest. Once you're already experiencing fatigue, memory issues, or balance problems, recovery becomes exponentially more challenging. This is precisely why the correct habits, practiced consistently, serve as your most effective shield against age-related diseases and decline. What exactly are these transformative practices? What secrets do those robust, independent octogenarians possess that others lack? Stay engaged because in the following segments, you'll uncover 6 powerful strategies to reclaim your energy, safeguard your cognitive function, and maintain your independence without breaking the bank or overhauling your lifestyle. Here's a thought-provoking question that could transform everything. What's one small habit you've recently adopted that makes you feel more vibrant and alive? Share your answer in the comments section below. Your experience might inspire someone else to take their first step toward healthier aging. Now, let's explore the first habit, one so fundamental it's frequently overlooked, yet powerful enough to revolutionize your entire approach to aging.
Habit 1. Daily movement, the foundation of lifelong vitality. You don't need an expensive gym membership, specialized equipment, or even exceptional fitness levels to begin. Walking, something you've been doing since childhood, might be the most potent natural weapon you possess in your battle against aging. Every single step you take triggers a cascade of positive responses throughout your body. Your cardiovascular system strengthens, your respiratory capacity expands, and your joints maintain their flexibility rather than becoming rigid and painful. But the true miracle lies in walking's cumulative effects over time. According to groundbreaking research from Harvard Medical School, dedicating just 30 minutes daily to walking can reduce your heart disease risk by an astounding 40%. This isn't a marginal improvement. This represents a dramatically longer, stronger, and more independent life. Your body was engineered for movement, and when you abandon this fundamental need, you accelerate your own decline. It's that straightforward. Consider Robert, a 75-year-old former construction worker from Michigan. Several years ago, he found himself struggling to navigate the stairs in his own home. My legs felt like lead weights, my thinking was clouded, and I assumed it was simply old age taking its toll, he recalled. However, his physician recommended starting with basic walking, nothing extreme, just 10 minutes daily. 2 years into this simple routine, Robert now walks 2.5 miles every morning. He's discarded his walking aid, eliminated his chronic back pain, and most importantly, his energy has returned. It's as if I've reclaimed a decade of my life, he shared. This isn't about athletic performance, it's about personal freedom. Walking enhances circulation, reduces blood pressure, and increases oxygen delivery to your brain. This translates to sharper thinking, improved memory retention, and emotional stability during life's inevitable challenges. For adults over 60, walking transcends mere physical activity. It becomes medicine. It stands as one of the most powerful daily practices for longevity, requiring nothing more than time and modest effort. Here's something most people overlook. Walking's mental benefits may surpass its physical advantages. Stanford University researchers discovered that walking boosts creative thinking by up to 60%. So whenever you feel mentally stuck, emotionally down, or overwhelmed by circumstances, simply put on your shoes and step outside. The rhythmic motion of your steps, combined with fresh air, serves as nature's method of mental clarity. Envision this scenario. You're 85 years old, not confined to a wheelchair or limited to a recliner. Instead, you're outdoors, walking the same path you enjoyed at 55. Birds singing in the trees, warm sunlight on your back, feeling stable, strong, and fully alive. This is walking's promise. Not perfection, but steady progress. Not speed, but unwavering consistency. You don't need to begin with ambitious goals. 5 minutes around your neighborhood, a leisurely stroll after dinner, or even pacing your hallway during television commercials. Every step matters. Every movement communicates to your body, I'm still present. I still prioritize my health. For those pursuing natural health approaches for seniors, walking stands unmatched as the habit that meets you exactly where you are. You can walk alone for reflection, with companions for social connection, at a leisurely pace or more briskly. But regardless of your approach, keep moving forward. Graceful aging isn't about reversing time. It's about progressing purposefully, with strength and the steady, quiet power of a habit that delivers results. You don't need a perfect body to start, but if you begin, you'll develop a better body and a more fulfilling life. This is your moment. This is your habit. And this represents the simplest action you can take today that your future self will deeply appreciate tomorrow.
Habit 2. Nourish to flourish. Eating for longevity, not convenience. Food represents far more than fuel. It's information. Every morsel you consume sends specific signals to your body, instructing it to heal, protect, or gradually deteriorate.
The reality is that many aging-related problems don't originate in your bones or brain. They begin on your dinner plate. If you're over 50, your nutritional choices carry more weight now than ever before. Most people remain unaware that our nutritional requirements actually intensify with age. Your body demands increased support to combat inflammation, repair cellular damage, and maintain immune system effectiveness. Yet countless seniors default to fast food, frozen meals, or processed snacks. While convenient and economical, this approach proves dangerously counterproductive. Meet Eleanor, a 69-year-old from Tennessee who previously ate like most Americans: toast for breakfast, processed lunch meat for midday meals, and microwave dinners in the evening. She experienced constant fatigue, rising blood pressure, and persistent joint pain. One day, her physician looked directly in her eye and stated, "You're nourishing disease, not health." This stark truth motivated Eleanor to implement one fundamental change. She began incorporating genuine, colorful vegetables into her meals: spinach with breakfast, roasted sweet potatoes for lunch, and fresh salads every evening. Within 6 months, she had shed 18 pounds, her cholesterol levels dropped significantly, and the mental fog began lifting. She didn't follow a restrictive diet, she simply returned to foods that originated from the earth. This exemplifies authentic senior nutrition, consuming whole foods that support healthy aging, not processed products that drain your strength. Behind the scenes, leafy greens like spinach and kale provide abundant vitamin K, supporting bone strength and reducing fracture risk. Fatty fish such as salmon and mackerel deliver omega-3 fatty acids, helping protect your brain from age-related cognitive decline. Whole grains like oats and quinoa maintain stable blood sugar levels, eliminating those afternoon energy crashes. Don't underestimate hydration's importance. As we age, our thirst sensation diminishes, but your body still requires adequate water to regulate temperature, transport nutrients, and eliminate toxins. Choose water over sodas, herbal teas over sugary beverages. Add lemon or cucumber slices if it encourages increased consumption. A comprehensive study published in Neurology found that seniors following a Mediterranean-style diet, rich in vegetables, fruits, whole grains, lean proteins, and healthy fats, experienced a 35% lower risk of cognitive decline. This represents powerful preventive care delivered through your fork. Let's be realistic. Nobody achieves perfection. You don't need to count every calorie or permanently eliminate all treats. However, there's a significant difference between occasional indulgence and systematic health sabotage. Processed meats, packaged snacks, and sugary cereals aren't neutral choices. They accelerate internal aging. They inflame your joints, cloud your thinking, and exhaust your body's systems. This explains why numerous physician recommendations for older adults begin with dietary modifications. Food represents the aspect of your health you control 3 times daily, and it doesn't require complexity. Follow this simple guideline. If it doesn't resemble something that grew naturally, it probably isn't supporting your health goals. You don't need to starve yourself. You need to nourish yourself. Not for vanity or weight loss, but for sustained energy, mental clarity, and continued independence. When your body feels optimal, you move more, laugh more, and truly live more. Examine your refrigerator contents. What do you see? Are these foods building the future you desire, or are they holding you back? You possess the power to select foods that support your independence, protect your memory, and prevent illnesses we often incorrectly attribute to aging alone. Eating well isn't about restriction, it's about intention. Every intentional bite becomes another step toward a life that feels good, not just longer, but genuinely better in every aspect. Start with one meal, make it fresh, make it colorful, and make it count.
Habit 3. Mental fitness, protecting your most precious asset. Your legs require movement to maintain strength. So does your brain. Most people worry about losing physical mobility as they age, but they don't always recognize the silent threat gradually approaching: memory deterioration. It begins subtly: a forgotten name, a missed appointment. You dismiss it as insignificant, but then it recurs repeatedly, and suddenly it feels like your thoughts are escaping your grasp. Here's what too few people understand: your brain can remain sharp, active, and engaged for decades, but only if you actively train it. Mental decline isn't an inevitable aspect of aging, it's a consequence of neglect. The encouraging news is that with appropriate daily practices, you can protect your mind just as you protect your bones and muscles. Reading, for instance, represents one of the most accessible and powerful brain exercises available. Whether it's a novel, newspaper, or even a cookbook, when you read, your brain must focus, process information, and retain details. It activates regions responsible for comprehension, memory formation, and imagination. Consider it weight training for your cognitive abilities. Puzzles present another powerful tool: crosswords, Sudoku, logic games. These challenge your problem-solving capabilities and force your brain to adapt and grow. Research from the University of Exeter and King's College London demonstrated that people who regularly engage with puzzles experience superior short-term memory and processing speed compared to those who don't. Let me share Martha's story, a 71-year-old from Wisconsin. After retirement, she began forgetting minor details. Nothing major, but it frightened her. She started small, reading every morning, playing word games on her tablet, and enrolling in a beginner's Italian class at the local community center. "It's like my mind awakened again," she explained. "I feel more alert, more present, and I'm genuinely enjoying myself." Enjoyment matters significantly. When you find pleasure in an activity, your brain becomes more engaged and forms stronger neural connections. This principle underlies brain health after 60, which is why learning something new, like painting, playing a musical instrument, or mastering digital tools, proves so beneficial. It pushes your mind into unfamiliar territory, building fresh pathways that support attention, focus, and memory retention. If you're gaining valuable insights from this discussion about brain health and aging gracefully, please take a moment to like this video and subscribe to our channel for more evidence-based health content. Your engagement helps us reach more people who can benefit from this information. One of the most underestimated brain boosters is conversation. Engaging with others forces your brain to listen actively, respond thoughtfully, and adapt in real time. When you talk with friends, share personal stories, or even engage in friendly debates, you're not just socializing, you're exercising your brain comprehensively. Older adults who maintain active social lives show significantly slower rates of cognitive decline, according to Mayo Clinic research. This is why senior health recommendations must include mental fitness. It's not optional, it's essential. You don't need to dedicate hours daily to mental gymnastics. Even 15 minutes of reading, completing a few puzzles, or having a meaningful phone conversation. These small, consistent choices accumulate over time. They help you retain the most valuable aspect of aging well, your sense of self and identity. Healthy aging encompasses more than physical body maintenance. It involves staying mentally alive, curious, engaged, and aware of life's possibilities. Your memories represent more than mere facts. They're your connection to your identity and your loved ones. The next time you're deciding how to spend your time, ask yourself, is what I'm doing strengthening my brain or allowing it to weaken? You don't need a specialized program, you just need motivation. Here's your motivation. Your mind deserves protection. Your story isn't finished, and life's best chapters still require you to be present, aware, and connected. Your brain responds to what you feed it, so nourish it with stories, challenges, and conversations. Feed it something that promotes growth. That's how you preserve your memory, by choosing not to surrender it to neglect.
Habit 4. Strength training.
your shield against frailty. It's not age that weakens you, it's muscle loss. People don't grow old because of their birth date. They grow old because they lose strength. The science behind this decline has a name: sarcopenia. It's the gradual, often unnoticed loss of muscle mass that begins as early as your 40s and accelerates significantly after 60. Here's what most people don't realize. You can slow this process, stop it, and even reverse it. Not with medication, not with expensive treatments, but with something remarkably simple: resistance training. Your muscles represent your independence. They enable you to stand without wobbling, carry groceries with confidence, and climb stairs without clutching railings. When they deteriorate, everything becomes more difficult and dangerous. But here's the encouraging news. Even gentle movements performed consistently can restore your strength. Albert, a 76-year-old retired postal worker from South Carolina, learned this truth firsthand. After a minor fall in a grocery store, his doctor warned him about increased injury risk due to muscle loss. Instead of accepting this fate, Albert started slowly, just 5 minutes daily of wall push-ups, light dumbbell exercises, and modified squats using his kitchen counter for support. 3 months later, he wasn't just steadier, he was genuinely stronger. "I didn't expect such a dramatic difference," he admitted, "but now I can rise from my recliner without bracing myself on the armrests." This exemplifies what daily longevity habits accomplish: not dramatic overnight change, but simple effort repeated consistently over time. If you're determined to age with power rather than passively drift through your later years, resistance training should be your foundation, not to build bulky muscles, but to preserve and strengthen the ones you already possess. And no, you're not too old to begin. In fact, the older you are, the more crucial it becomes. Start with bodyweight movements, gentle squats using a chair for support, arm curls with water bottles, wall planks to activate your core muscles. You don't need gym access, you just need purposeful movement. According to the National Institute on Aging, strength training twice weekly can improve balance, reduce fall risk, and boost bone density. This isn't merely helpful, it's potentially life-saving, since falls represent one of the leading causes of serious injury in people over 65. Strong muscles serve as your primary defense against this threat. This isn't purely physical, it's deeply emotional as well. When you feel weak, you hesitate, you avoid the walk, stop playing with grandchildren, and begin withdrawing from the life you once embraced. But strength training changes this dynamic. It restores control and confidence. Here's what nobody discusses. Strength training makes you feel younger, not because your chronological age changes, but because your posture improves, your steps feel steadier, and your body feels more alive. Every time you lift something with greater ease than before, you remember that you're not fading, you're rebuilding. This represents senior health at its core, not just treating existing problems, but preventing them, taking proactive steps before things deteriorate. If your goal is optimal wellness over 60, don't skip this crucial element. Make strength a non-negotiable priority, not for appearance, but for freedom and independence. The next time you stand from a chair or reach for something in a cabinet, ask yourself, do I feel strong? If the answer is no, you can change that starting today, because aging doesn't steal your strength, inactivity does. Your body, even now, is waiting for your signal to fight back and grow stronger.
Habit 4. Strength training, your shield against frailty. It's not age that weakens you, it's muscle loss. People don't grow old because of their birth date. They grow old because they lose strength. The science behind this decline has a name: sarcopenia. It's the gradual, often unnoticed loss of muscle mass that begins as early as your 40s and accelerates significantly after 60. Here's what most people don't realize. You can slow this process, stop it, and even reverse it. Not with medication, not with expensive treatments, but with something remarkably simple: resistance training. Your muscles represent your independence. They enable you to stand without wobbling,
carry groceries with confidence, and climb stairs without clutching railings. When they deteriorate, everything becomes more difficult and dangerous. But here's the encouraging news. Even gentle movements performed consistently can restore your strength. Albert, a 76-year-old retired postal worker from South Carolina, learned this truth firsthand. After a minor fall in a grocery store, his doctor warned him about increased injury risk due to muscle loss. Instead of accepting this fate, Albert started slowly, just 5 minutes daily of wall push-ups, light dumbbell exercises, and modified squats using his kitchen counter for support. 3 months later, he wasn't just steadier, he was genuinely stronger. "I didn't expect such a dramatic difference," he admitted, "but now I can rise from my recliner without bracing myself on the armrests." This exemplifies what daily longevity habits accomplish. Not dramatic overnight change, but simple effort repeated consistently over time. If you're determined to age with power rather than passively drift through your later years, resistance training should be your foundation. Not to build bulky muscles, but to preserve and strengthen the ones you already possess. And no, you're not too old to begin. In fact, the older you are, the more crucial it becomes. Start with bodyweight movements, gentle squats using a chair for support, arm curls with water bottles, wall planks to activate your core muscles. You don't need gym access, you just need purposeful movement. According to the National Institute on Aging, strength training twice weekly can improve balance, reduce fall risk, and boost bone density. This isn't merely helpful, it's potentially life-saving, since falls represent one of the leading causes of serious injury in people over 65. Strong muscles serve as your primary defense against this threat. This isn't purely physical, it's deeply emotional as well. When you feel weak, you hesitate, you avoid the walk, stop playing with grandchildren, and begin withdrawing from the life you once embraced. But strength training changes this dynamic. It restores control and confidence. Here's what nobody discusses. Strength training makes you feel younger, not because your chronological age changes, but because your posture improves, your steps feel steadier, and your body feels more alive. Every time you lift something with greater ease than before, you remember that you're not fading, you're rebuilding. This represents senior health at its core, not just treating existing problems, but preventing them, taking proactive steps before things deteriorate. If your goal is optimal wellness over 60, don't skip this crucial element. Make strength a non-negotiable priority, not for appearance, but for freedom and independence. The next time you stand from a chair or reach for something in a cabinet, ask yourself, do I feel strong? If the answer is no, you can change that starting today, because aging doesn't steal your strength, inactivity does. Your body, even now, is waiting for your signal to fight back and grow stronger.
Habit 5. Social connection, the healing power of human bonds. You can eat perfectly, walk daily, lift weights regularly, and sleep 8 hours nightly. But if you're doing all of this in isolation, something vital remains missing. Human connection isn't just pleasant to have, it's essential for survival. For older adults, it might be the most powerful form of healing that receives inadequate attention. Loneliness transcends mere emotion. It's a biological stressor. According to research published in Perspectives on Psychological Science, chronic loneliness increases early death risk by 26%. That's equivalent to smoking 15 cigarettes daily. It raises inflammation levels, weakens immune function, and accelerates cognitive decline. Your body, brain, and heart all recognize when you're isolated, and they respond negatively. Consider Catherine, a 78-year-old widow in New Mexico. She used to spend most days alone indoors. Her children had relocated for work, her husband had passed away, and she convinced herself she was managing fine. Until she wasn't. Sleep became elusive, blood pressure rose, and memory began failing. Everything changed when she joined a local gardening club.
Weekly conversations, shared laughter, and something to anticipate transformed her life. "I didn't realize how much I missed hearing someone say my name," she confessed. That's the power of social connection. It grounds you and reminds you that you still belong in this world. It doesn't require much: a simple phone call, a walk with a neighbor, volunteering at the community center, or helping at your local food bank. These represent more than social gestures. They're natural health interventions for seniors that are free, meaningful, and profoundly effective. Loneliness, when left unchecked, creates isolation. Isolation shrinks your world, narrows your perspective, and gradually erodes your joy. But connection expands your possibilities. It brings light back into your life, lifts your spirits, and strengthens your body. This extends beyond graceful aging advice. It's a crucial wake-up call. When you engage in face-to-face conversation, your brain releases oxytocin, a hormone that reduces stress and enhances mood. Your immune system receives a boost, your heart rate stabilizes, and your mind feels sharper and more alive. Studies consistently show that socially active seniors are significantly less likely to develop dementia or depression. Consider this: how many times have you felt better after simply talking with someone? Not necessarily about anything profound, just sharing a story, a laugh, or a memory. That's not coincidence, that's chemistry, that's healing in action. This is why senior wellness approaches aren't limited to herbs and home remedies. They also involve people. It's about placing yourself in environments where someone knows your name, hears your voice, and cares that you showed up. You don't need crowds. 1 or 2 people who genuinely care can be sufficient. If life has made social connection more challenging, if people have moved away or relationships have faded, you can rebuild. One message, one invitation, one shared cup of coffee at a time. Because the truth is, you're not meant to navigate this life stage alone. You're meant to be surrounded, seen, and included in community. So if you're watching this and feeling even slightly isolated, please take action. Reconnect with an old friend, join a local group, or simply say hello to someone new. Not tomorrow, today. Your heart, brain, and future self will thank you for it.
Habit 6. Restorative sleep. Your nightly renewal system. Sleep isn't a luxury. It's your body's nightly repair facility. Yet, as we age, it's often the first thing we neglect, and one of the first systems to malfunction. Poor sleep doesn't just create fatigue. It clouds memory, disrupts hormonal balance, weakens immune function, and gradually erodes mood, focus, and healing capacity. The truth is that sleep represents one of the most powerful longevity strategies you'll ever encounter. But most people don't prioritize it until it's already causing significant damage. Meet David, a 68-year-old from Oregon who used to wake up 3 or 4 times nightly. His doctor prescribed sleep medications, but they left him feeling groggy and confused. Everything changed when he modified his nighttime routine. No screens after 8 p.m., gentle stretching before bed, and a consistent sleep schedule. "I didn't just sleep better," he explained. "I started thinking more clearly. My blood pressure decreased, and I had sustained energy again." That's what deep restorative sleep accomplishes. It doesn't just rest your body, it literally restores your life. During sleep, your brain performs crucial maintenance, literally removing toxins that accumulate during daily activities. It consolidates memories, regulates cortisol, your stress hormone, and balances insulin levels to protect against weight gain and persistent fatigue. Without adequate quality sleep, even your best efforts, walking, eating well, staying socially active, don't function optimally.
That's why sleep represents a senior health strategy we cannot afford to overlook. Here's what most people don't understand. As we age, our sleep requirements don't decrease, but our ability to fall and stay asleep does change. That's not personal failure, it's biology. The good news is that you can work with these changes rather than against them. Before we continue with our final sleep recommendations, if this comprehensive guide to healthy aging is providing you with valuable insights, please show your support by liking this video, subscribing to our channel, and hitting that notification bell for more evidence-based health content. Your engagement helps us continue creating content that truly makes a difference in people's lives. Start by creating the optimal sleep environment. Dim lights an hour before bedtime. Maintain a cool, quiet, and dark bedroom. Avoid bright screens, phones, tablets, televisions that disrupt melatonin production. Try reading or gentle meditation instead. Your body needs clear signals that it's time to wind down. Maintain consistent sleep and wake times, even on weekends. This helps regulate your internal clock, which becomes more fragile after 60. If your mind races with thoughts, write them down before lying down, or listen to calming music. These gentle practices support your natural rhythms instead of fighting them. Hydration matters, but stop consuming liquids a couple of hours before bed. Avoid caffeine and heavy meals in the evening. They disrupt deep sleep, even if you fall asleep quickly. Quality sleep represents one of the simplest ways to maintain health after 50. It sharpens cognitive function, elevates mood, protects cardiovascular health, and prepares your body to move, think, and thrive the following day. Think of it this way. If walking trains your muscles, sleep is how your body rebuilds them stronger. If food fuels your day, sleep is how your systems process that fuel efficiently. If conversation keeps your mind active, sleep is what preserves those memories intact. You don't need perfection, you need consistency. Even a few nights of quality sleep each week can reduce inflammation, improve focus, and boost overall well-being. So tonight, give your body what it desperately needs. Create space for deep rest. Respect your bedtime like a doctor's appointment. And remember that sleep isn't the end of your day, it's the foundation of your health. It's time to stop viewing sleep as something we sacrifice and start seeing it as the daily gift we give ourselves to stay sharp, steady, and strong.
Your path forward, living your best life after 50. Growing older isn't the end of your story. It's the chapter where you finally get to live life on your terms, with clarity, strength, and true intention. The 6 habits we've explored today don't require significant financial investment, perfect health, or even a head start. They ask only one thing, that you begin. Not someday, but today. Because it's not age that makes you weaker. It's abandoning the habits that once made you strong. So what will you choose? A walk around the neighborhood? A book that stimulates your mind? A nutritious meal? A phone call to someone who matters? A strengthening exercise? A commitment to better sleep? These aren't small things. These are daily choices for longevity that build the kind of life worth living. Let these be the years when you truly live healthy after 50. Not just longer, but fuller. Not just existing, but thriving. Because healthy aging isn't about avoiding the inevitable, it's about making every day count. Which habit will you start with today? Share it in the comments below, and if this message inspired you, pass it on to someone you care about. Together, we can redefine what it means to age gracefully and powerfully. Remember to subscribe to Live Healthy After 50 for more evidence-based guidance on thriving in your golden years. Your best days aren't behind you, they're just beginning.